The spirit of the Baobab tree. The story goes as the kingdom of Nduku was dying. The rivers were dust, and the crops were withering. In whispered tones, the villagers spoke of the Baobab tree, hidden deep within the forbidden grove, a tree whose spirits held the power to restore life or condemn it forever. Prince Ndalo and Princess Zena stood before their father, the king. "We must go," Ndalo insisted. "The kingdom will perish without water." The king, his face lined with worry, shook his head. "The spirits punish those who seek them with greed in their hearts." But Ndalo and Zena would not be swayed. They entered the forbidden grove as the sun dipped below the horizon. The forest seemed alive, shadows darting between trees, whispers circling their ears. "Do you feel that?" Zena asked, gripping Ndalo's arm. "Something is watching us," he murmured, but they pressed on. When they reached the Baobab tree, it towered above them, its roots like giant serpents coiled in the earth. The air grew colder as they stepped into its shadow. A voice called, soft and menacing, "Why have you come?" The siblings froze. Shapes emerged from the roots, twisted, shadowy cryptids with glowing eyes. "Leave," one hissed, "or be devoured." But Zena clutched her brother's hand. "We mean no harm. Please, our people are suffering." The cryptids recoiled, and the tree opened, revealing a spiraling staircase leading into its heart. Ndalo and Zena descended, their breaths shallow, the darkness pressing against them. At the heart of the tree stood the spirit, its presence overwhelming. Its golden eyes bore into them, and its voice rumbled like thunder. "You claim to seek life, but your hearts speak otherwise." Suddenly, the spirit revealed Ndalo's jealousy, a dark seed buried deep within him. "You resent your sister," it said. "And yet, she would die for you." The cryptids attacked, their claws sharp and unyielding. Zena stepped forward, her voice steady. "Take me instead." The spirit's wings flared as roots enveloped Zena, pulling her into the tree. Ndalo cried out, but the spirit only said, "Choose, redemption or ruin." As Zena's body disappeared into the twisting roots of the Baobab tree, a deafening roar erupted from the spirit. Shadows in the tree's vast interior sprang to life, twisting into monstrous forms. Cryptids with jagged claws and glowing, hollow eyes swarmed from the darkness, creatures born of the tree's ancient curse. Their forms were grotesque, some with elongated limbs that scraped the ground, others with twisted faces that bore half-human, half-animal features. Ndalo stood frozen for a moment, his heart pounding. Then the spirit's thunderous voice echoed again. "Prove your worth, or she will remain a part of me forever." The cryptids lunged, their claws slicing through the air. Ndalo raised his staff just in time, its golden tip glowing faintly. With a swift motion, he swung it, releasing a shockwave of light that sent the first wave of creatures scattering. But for every cryptid he struck down, more emerged from the shadows, their forms more horrifying than the last. One had a mouth that split its head in two, filled with rows of jagged teeth, while another's eyes dripped black ichor as it crawled with spider-like movements. As Ndalo fought, the spirit's voice rang out, revealing more of the darkness within him. "You envy your sister's purity, her strength, her place in the hearts of the people. It is not love that binds you, it is your pride." Each word struck Ndalo like a physical blow. The cryptids grew fiercer with each revelation, their shrieks echoing like tortured souls. One creature, a massive, shadowy beast with multiple glowing eyes, lunged at him, pinning him to the ground. Its breath was hot and foul, its claws digging into his shoulder. Ndalo gritted his teeth, summoning all his strength. He thrust his staff upward, impaling the beast, which dissolved into black mist with an anguished wail. As he struggled to his feet, spirits began to emerge from the tree bark, translucent figures with twisted faces and hollow eyes, their hands clawing at the air as they whispered words of despair. One of them, a woman with hair like flowing smoke, reached toward Ndalo, her voice a mournful cry. Join us. You cannot win. She is gone. Ndalo's resolve faltered as the visions around him grew more horrifying. The tree's massive roots moved like living serpents, encircling him and dragging him to his knees. For a moment, despair gripped him, and he felt the weight of his failures. Then, Zena's voice pierced through the chaos. Ndalo, fight. You are stronger than this. Her voice reignited the fire within him. With a roar, he rose to his feet, his staff blazing with golden light. The cryptids recoiled as he swung it, releasing arcs of energy that carved through the shadowy horde. The translucent spirits wailed and retreated into the tree's bark, their haunting faces fading. The spirit's wings flared, and it descended, its golden eyes locked onto Ndalo. Enough, it thundered. With a wave of its hand, the tree's roots surged toward Ndalo like a tidal wave. He dodged, leaping onto one of the massive roots and using it as a platform to vault higher. His staff glowed brighter as he channeled every ounce of his strength into one final blow. The spirit raised its clawed hand, summoning a vortex of shadow and fire that spiraled toward Ndalo. The prince met it head-on, plunging his staff into the vortex. Light and darkness collided, sending shockwaves through the tree. The cryptids dissolved into mist, and the glowing patterns on the tree's bark pulsed violently. The spirit roared, its form flickering as cracks of golden light spread across its body. You have proven yourself. But the price is still yours to pay. With a final, air-splitting wail, the spirit shattered into a burst of light, and the tree's roots released Zena. She collapsed onto the ground, her robes glowing faintly with the spirit's blessing. Ndalo rushed to her side, tears streaming down his face as he helped her to her feet. The Baobab tree began to change. Its bark, once dark and ominous, turned golden, and its massive roots retreated into the earth. The cryptids and spirits were gone, replaced by an overwhelming sense of peace. The tree blossomed, its branches heavy with golden fruit that glowed softly. The spirit's voice echoed one last time, now calm and serene. You have chosen redemption, Prince Ndalo. Your humility has saved her, and your kingdom. As Ndalo and Zena emerged from the tree, the forbidden grove was transformed. The air was warm and filled with the scent of blooming flowers. Sunlight streamed through the canopy, and the golden fruits of the tree promised an end to the kingdom's drought. The siblings returned to their kingdom as heroes. The people rejoiced as the golden fruits brought prosperity and peace to the land. Ndalo, now humbled and wiser, vowed to rule with compassion and fairness, guided by the lessons he had learned. At the center of the forbidden grove, the Baobab tree remained a silent, golden sentinel, its blessings a reminder of the power of love, sacrifice, and redemption. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, like and leave a comment on this channel.